What's up YouTube, it's Rainwolf here, and I'm here with the Charizard EX deck. This deck is actually my son's deck, and this is how he runs it. So to start off, we have 3 Charizard EX, the star of the show. Now, whenever he evolves from a Charmander, or from a Charmeleon, just when he evolves in general, you could search out 3 Fire Energy and attach it to your Pokemon any way you like. And also his attack, Burning Darkness, does 180. And this attack does 30 more damage for each prize card your opponent has taken. So more damage. He gets pretty good. And then we have 2 Charmeleons. We're running the Charmeleons just because sometimes they devolve you with a certain card that we'll get to later on in this video. And that way you don't have to go straight into a Charmander. Instead, you go into the Charmeleon, and it's easier for you to evolve next turn. Then we're running 4 Charmanders. And then for our support Pokemon, we're running 2 Pidgeot EX. So quick search lets you get 1 card from your deck and put it into your hand. It could be any card, so it sets you up. And then his attack does 120, plus you get to discard a stadium and play. It doesn't really matter. His attack doesn't really matter. It's more for his quick search and that he has no retreat cost. So you could pivot in and out. Then we're running 2 Pidgeys to evolve. And then we're running 1 Radiant Charizard. This card's pretty good late game because the more price this Pokemon's attack costs one energy less for each prize card your opponent has taken. So there's games where you could attack for 2 or 1 energy. And he does 250. You could close out a game. Then we're running 1 Rotom V. He's good in the early game, so that way you could get into your Charizards faster because he lets you draw 3 cards, but then he ends your turn. But that's pretty good in the early game. We're running 1 Manaphy for the Greninja, so that way he's not sniping your Charizards or your Charmanders and stuff. We're running 1 Jirachi for the Sableye in Lost Zone, so that way he's not putting damage counters on their bench. Then my son's ace spec for this deck is going to be Maximum Bout. And attacks used by Pokemon this card is attached to do 50 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. Only to the EXs though. And then he's running 2 Counter Catcher. So when you're falling behind, you could always use the Gust effect. He's running 2 Lost Vacuums just to take off tools and stadiums. He's running 3 Buddy Puffin. So this lets you search out 2 basic Pokemon with 70 HP or less. And then you could just put them into your bench. So it's good to find your Charmanders and your Pidgeys. He's running 4 Rare Candies, just so he could skip the Charmeleon phase and go straight into the Charizard. He's running 1 Switch just so he doesn't get trapped. He's running 4 Ultra Ball to search for his Pokemon. 1 Nest Ball usually to find the Radiant Charizard or the Rotom. Now this is that card that I was talking about earlier, the Technical Machine Devolution. So we run it in this deck just because we want to counter other Charizards or even Chimpao. So it's considered an attack, and then it just devolves your Pokemon, your opponent's Pokemon, to the last stage that it was on. So if they rare candy, you could just go back to the basic one. We're running 1 Super Rod just to put energy back into the deck and maybe some Pokemon. And for our stadiums, we're running 1 Artisan to search for our Pokemon. 1 Lost City, so we could take out Lost Zone Pokemon and not see them no more. And 1 Collapse, just so you could get rid of liabilities on your bench. Then we're running 4 Artisan, 4 Arven. So you get to search your deck for an item card and a Pokemon tool. So you could find your maximum bounce and rare candy and go from there. Now this is a random card my son put in here, but it actually won him a game against me. And it's his Eri. So what it does is that you look at your opponent's hand and then you discard up to 2 item cards you find there. So I was using my ancient box deck that I have in a separate video here on our channel. And he discarded my 2 dark patches for my next play. So he messed up my whole play and then he just took off from there. I couldn't catch up. And then we're running, for our support, he's running 3 Boss's Orders. I guess he just really likes to pick off whatever he wants. Then he has 1 Professor's Research, 3 Iono, and for our energy count, he has 1 Miss Energy. So this is to counter Lost Box and to counter Roaring Moon EX. So it counters Giratina and Roaring Moon EX. So they don't get those one-shot attacks on you. Because it blocks effects of attacks. And then he's running 7 Fire Energy. And that's to top it off. And yeah, that's his deck. So see you next time. And don't forget to tell your loved ones that you love them. Peace.